2026. Hello, everybody. If you are new here, I do this and I help people make money with cards. I answer their questions. I do all sorts of stuff like that. I do this on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I got a good video for you guys today. This is essentially sports card collecting for beginners. It's going to be a good one. Some other stuff. The Cavs beat the Pistons, which is good for my New York Knicks. If the Knicks, last year when the Knicks lost to the Pacers in 6 games in the Eastern Conference Finals, I was pissed. Not because they lost, but because I was like, you know what? They're never going to have a better opportunity than a team like the Pacers to get to the finals. But they do. I think the Cavs are worse than the Pacers last year. I don't think the Cavs are really a great team. Donovan Mitchell's really good, but the Knicks have the guys to put on him. And me personally, I might be an outlier in saying this as a Knicks fan. I would rather play OKC without Jalen Williams. If they had Jalen Williams, I'd rather play the Spurs. But without Jalen Williams, I'd actually rather play OKC because they don't have home court advantage regardless of who they play. So, yeah. And then some other things I'm looking at, it's so expensive to go to a Knicks finals game. Like, you wouldn't believe how expensive it is. It's fucking crazy. The crappiest seat in MSG is like $3,000. It's insane. But my plan is I'm going to go to one game in MSG, and I'm going to go to one game in San Antonio or OKC, whoever it ends up being. Let's first beat the Cavs, right? They should. If they don't, I'm going to, I've never seen any of my teams win a championship somehow. Mets, Knicks, Rangers, Jets. This is not my best shot. My best shot was actually in 2006 when the New York Mets, they were the best team in baseball, and they lost in the NLCS to the St. Louis Cardinals. But outside of that, I think this is my best chance to see a championship. I mean, they're going to go into whatever series they play. If they do beat the Cavs, they're going to go in as 2-1 favorites. I'm already thinking past the Cavs, so hopefully they win. Randy, no, Cavs not in 6. This means more to me than it does to you, okay? So don't say that. Is Ausar Thompson a good buy? I got to look at the prices, but he stinks. I might buy him just to, hold a few months and sell. But that dude stinks, man. He should be playing football. He should be a cornerback for the Detroit Lions. They need him. That dude, I can't believe he can't shoot at all. It's crazy. That guy's got no game whatsoever. Kind of the bottom. You can see the bottom. I don't know if it's a big deal or not. Okay. Do you want me to shut off the video for a second? Okay. All right. All right, let's go into this video. This is sports card collecting's. We are more physical. You are not more physical. The Cavs are not more physical than the Knicks. Knicks have some Anunoby, Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, Cat. Even Brunson's really physical. The Knicks are a better team. Who? Oh yeah, Josh Hart. Yeah, the Knicks are better up and down. If they lose, I'm gonna be furious. Just Cavs have really nobody to put on Brunson. The Cavs don't have any great defenders at all. I mean, I'm thinking Mitchell's decent. Harden's not a good defender. He's pretty terrible actually. Strus is okay. Mobley's a good defender. I think Cat's gonna go right through him, but yeah, just up and down. It's a great matchup for the Knicks. So I'm excited. I put a large bet. What I'll do is I'll make sports bets with guys who I know on Facebook, and I'll make peer-to-peer bets. So I don't have to pay juice. I'm in a few Facebook groups where people sports gamble, just with people that know each other. And I went up a lot of money the past month or so, and I had some people that owed me money. I'm not gonna say the amount, but a decent amount. And I just had them send it all to my friend. I closed my eyes. I was like, let's just put it on the Knicks finals. Put it on the Knicks to win it all. So I got it at plus. I was gonna get it at plus 750, and then the money didn't come into the next morning, so I got it at plus 650. But now I think it's down to plus 550. I'm not mistaken. So a normal person would hedge, but I am not hedging at all. Let me see what is. I'm just curious. Before I start this video, I'm curious what the odds are on the Knicks finals now. Probably changes every day. Knicks are, yeah, like plus 500 to plus 550, depending on the sports book. The Thunder minus 170. I think the Spurs are a good bet. Plus 200 in that series. Why not? Why they could easily beat the Thunder. They're right there. I think it's going to be neck and neck. James Harden, the beard, it's over. That brother did nothing yesterday. All right, that guy did nothing. James Harden is meh. He's terrible on defense. He has a few good things he does, and he's good at passing, I guess. And he's not really that great of a scorer anymore. He's okay. Let's get into this video. This is sports card collecting for beginners. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. If you're brand new to sports cards and have no idea where to start, this video is for you because I've been buying and selling sports cards full time since 2015. And between my own buying and selling, plus helping thousands of people do the same, I've seen what actually works and what causes people to lose a lot of money fast. So in this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know as a beginner, the different eras of cards, who makes them, how prices work, grading, investing, flipping, and the biggest mistakes to avoid. And if you want the full step-by-step breakdown of everything I'm about to cover, I put together a PDF in the description so you can follow along. Without further ado, let's get into it. So number one, you got to know the 3 eras of sports cards. So there's the vintage era. This is mostly pre-1980. That's what people consider vintage. So these are cards like Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. These are my favorite cards to buy to hold long term. The next era is the modern era. This is about 1980 to like 2010, 2015. This is what people call modern. Michael Jordan, Ken Griffey, Albert Pujols rookies, Ichiro rookies, things like that. I kind of consider that ultra modern, which is the next era, kind of bleeds into it. But the next era is ultra modern. This is 2017 and beyond, I would say. And ultra modern, in my opinion, is where the real money is to turn this into an income. Because with ultra modern cards, these cards are so volatile, you can take advantage of the volatility and actually make a consistent income. Trying to make a consistent income with cards from 1940, it's really hard because cards like that are really designed to be held because you can't really get them at a discount. They're not volatile, they just kind of go up slowly. So the ultra modern is where the quick and the fast money's at, and that's a lot of what I talk about here. So those are the different eras of sports cards. With ultra modern, this is where you have the rookie patch autos, 101s, parallels, stuff like that, and that's what most beginners are buying today. So that's number 2. That's number 1. Number 2, who actually makes these cards? So Topps has the license for baseball, NBA, and of April, now they have NFL, UFC, and soccer. Okay, so they have the license for those cards. Panini used to have the license for the NFL. They lost it to Topps. Upper Deck has the license for the NHL hockey. So why this is important is because licensed cards always hold more value. This sounds silly to somebody who's new to cards, but if you have a card and it's licensed, that means you could put the actual logo of the team or the logo of the league on the card. Versus a card that's not licensed, there's no logos, there's no team logos, nothing. And sometimes you can't even put the player's last name. It's subtle, but it makes a huge difference because the licensed ones are the ones where people respect as the real rookie card. So they go for a lot more money. So piece of advice, only buy licensed stuff. It'll make your life a lot easier. Number 3, the types of cards you need to know. So there's base cards. These are just usually white, basic cards. There's just thousands of these printed. The next one is parallels and refractors, okay? So different parallels might be different colors, right? You have gold, you have blue, orange shimmer, orange wave. There's different parallels based on the different types of products. A product is, let's say, Topps. They make Topps Chrome. They also make Bowman Chrome. Topps Chrome and Bowman Chrome are different types of products with different types of parallels in them. For example, Topps Chrome has a parallel called Red Basketball. You're not going to find that in Bowman Chrome Baseball, right? They just have different ones. Bowman Chrome Baseball has an orange shimmer that's not in Topps Chrome, just different. There's different colors and different parallels depending on the product. The next thing is there's something called inserts, which these cards have gotten very, very popular in the past few years, I'd say. These are cards like Kaboom, Color Blast, downtown. Some inserts are common, and you'll pull a card out of a box. You'll think it's worth a lot of money, and it's worth $1. Some inserts are not common, and they're really short printed, and they could go for thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. The next thing you need to know is autographs. So keep it simple. There's two types of autographs. There's autographs that are on card and sticker. On card means the player actually touched the physical card and signed the autograph on the card. Sticker means a company like Topps will ship a bunch of stickers to a player. They'll sign all the stickers. They'll then take the sticker and paste it on the card. On card, because the player actually touched it, people prefer much more. There's also patch autographs as well. I don't mess around with these too much, but some patches are actually game worn. One of the most notable types of patches are the debut patches, which they do for MLB, and I think they are doing now for NFL. And you're going to see a lot more of these debut patches. They go for tons of money. Some are game used, some are player used. So you have to look out for the different types because game used is worth the most. Then you have player used at an event, which just might mean that he wore it to a signing. And then you have another one where it's just a patch of a player's jersey and he didn't wear it at all, which is worth the least. That's number 3. The next thing you need to know, number 4, how to know what a card is worth. So this is basic, but not basic. You always check sold listings on eBay. Never check active listings. There's a few different softwares to do this. You could use something called Card Ladder. You could use something called Market Movers. These cost money. Or you could use 130point.com, which is free. Also, you could use eBay sold listings as well and use the actual site. So that is, cards are worth what they sold for. Don't buy into people telling you that, oh, I know the last sale was $300, but my last offer on it was $500. People lie all the time. Just look at recent sales. Now, cards spike. What causes a card to go up in value and spike? A player's hot streak, a player getting on a hot streak, a player getting traded to a more notable team, maybe going something from like the Kansas City Royals to the New York Yankees. That'll increase it. And then also demand. So the way I make a lot of money is by timing the market. So I'll buy football cards, for example, in January and February and March and sit on them. The demand will increase in June, July, August as the season gets closer, and I'll sell cards. To give you a good example, I was buying Jaden Daniels Silver Prism PSA 10s in January when they were about $700 to $650. Today, they're worth about $900. So cards will go up in value for no other reason than people just get excited, which creates demand, which increases prices. The next thing you need to know about is grading. Okay, so why people grade? 1, it proves the card is real. 2, it actually protects the card. And 3, a high grade will increase the value of a card. You could take an ultra modern card from 2025 and let's say it's worth $100, get it graded. Now it's worth $300-$400. And the 4 things to look for when you're grading cards are centering, corners, edges, and surface. Now, there's a few different companies that grade, and some companies are better than others. But PSA is the biggest company. That's where you should be sending most of your cards. There's companies like Tag that are really good for One Piece and Pokemon. Beckett used to be a lot more desirable of a company to send cards to. They've kind of fallen off a little bit. Then there's SGC, which is really good for vintage. It's a boutique, but the cards do get back to a lot faster. It's a little bit easier to get a higher grade. So some companies are better and worse for different reasons. Okay, number 6. Okay, the right investment strategy. So there's 2 types of ways to make money. You can call it in sports cards, and there's long-term, then there's short-term. Long-term would be something like I do a lot, which I buy cards from really pre-1959, vintage cards. I buy them when they're down. I hold them, and you can see a really good return on your money. I'll give you an example of a card I purchased at the end of last year. You could probably find this sale online. I bought a 1948 Leaf Jackie Robinson PSA 7. This card was expensive. I paid a little over $80,000 for it. The reason I bought this card is because I bid on it, and the sales haven't increased along with a bunch of other vintage sales in the past few years. So I thought I was getting a good deal. The last sales I'm speaking today did over $130,000, and it's only been like 6 months. This is a very good example of making money, and obviously not every investment works out that well, but that's something I do. That's long-term. Something I've done even more of, and this is what I teach, and this is what I talk about here, is short-term flipping. So buying guys in the off-season while they're low, getting these cards graded, getting them back before the season starts. That's my general principles. I always sell cards before a season begins. For example, with football, I'll buy it in January, in February, March, and April. I'll get these cards graded. I'll start selling them in June, July, August, and I make sure all my football cards are sold before the season begins because most players don't live up to expectations. If you just go back to the past 10 NFL drafts in the first round, 98% of the guys that are drafted, their card values are worth way less today than they were when they first came out. So that's kind of my general strategy and the two different strategies to making money. There's long-term, there's short-term. Now, where to buy and sell. Number 7. So buying. eBay is the largest marketplace. That's where I bought the most amount of my cards. That's the best place to buy cards, period. The other best place to buy cards, and my favorite place, are card shows. This is where cash is king. You can negotiate in hand. You can get 10 deals done in 30 minutes, and that would take you a month online. And you could find people that aren't online, but find them at card shows, and you can get cards at sick discounts because some of these people have been holding them for years, and they're worth much more today than they were when they first bought them. Local card shops as well. I don't go to many card shops, to be honest. I don't really buy from them. It's very rare I do. Then for higher end cards, there's places like Fanatics, Golden Auctions, Heritage Auctions. That's where I buy a lot of my higher end cards that I hold, card shows, and these auction sites. Now, when it comes to selling, eBay is where it has the most buyers. It's very competitive, but they do take a nasty 13% fee, roughly. I almost never sell on eBay. Card shows are my favorite place to sell, bar none. It is the best place to sell cards because you simply are getting straight cash and people are willing to pay very strong. There's a lot of people that go to card shows and they go there just with the intention of buying your one specific card and they'll pay you really good. Big card shops as well. They'll buy your collections, but once again, I'm not the biggest fan because it's at a big discount. And then Facebook groups and Discord and places like that are great because you get to meet collector to collector and cut out the middleman and you don't need to travel and you can build connections. The best place to sell cards, in my opinion, is where you can just text someone and say, hey, you want this card? And they'll just send you Venmo, cash, whatever it might be. So just sum up this video. Cash gets you the best deal at shows. Shows are the fastest place to make money, but you do have to travel. And if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Don't do it. But that's the general synopsis of how sports cards works. Those are all the basic things you need to know. There's a free PDF down below in the description. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Cool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let's see. Let's start the callers. All right, if you have a question, 813-618-2075. Let it rip. We're getting there. Hold on. Hold up. Bum, 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 bum. I know some of you guys were definitely talking crazy shit about my Knicks. Eric, got a question. I pulled a landmark Joe Burrow from 2025. They're super in. There's no price. Something like that. That's that new. Those are the rare cards I actually like to auction if it's brand new and there's no prices because that hype will usually like drive the card up. James Harden is one of the best all time in his position. No, he's not. There's no way. He's not. As a point guard, he's not top 10. Well, Harden's really a point guard. Yeah, Harden's not a shooting guard. Maybe he played shooting guard on even when he was on the Rockets. Who was their point guard? No, he wasn't. Eric Gordon wasn't a point guard. He was more of a small forward shooting guard. Harden has always been the ball guy. Maybe not when he was on OKC because Westbrook was there. But yeah, Harden's always been the guy who controls the ball. He's a point guard. There is no way. You need to take that statement back. Okay? That is not acceptable. Harden is not an all-time great point guard. Jalen Brunson's a better point guard than James Harden. And also he's a choker. Oh, crap. Oh. I fire. Randy's the first caller. I got him pissed off.
Do you hear me?
What's up, Randy? You're live.
Perfect. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I just want to make sure I can hear you. All right, perfect.
Yep, I hear you.
First off, Good luck, Eric. Good luck. That's all I'll say is good luck to you, my friend.
It means more to me.
I know it does. Trust me. I've already seen championships. I've seen it hoisted. So I understand.
Yeah. I've never seen that, dude. I just want one time. I just want to go to New York City, go to a parade, get plastered drunk, just walk around like an idiot, eat tons of pizza, and just celebrate my team winning a championship. That's not that hard to ask for. And it's been 28 years, and I haven't been able to do that. Oh, I think you may have cut out there, Randy.
My dad hasn't seen one since he was 16 years old.
Wait, Randy, go back like 10 seconds. You cut out there.
Yeah, I'm an Orioles fan, so it's like I understand your pain. It's just like my dad was 16 years old when they won a World Series, so I get it.
They have a World Series? Did they win one with like Jim Palmer?
They have 3. 83 was the last time they won. They beat the Phillies 4-2.
Was that Cal Ripken was on that team or no?
Yeah, it was I believe his rookie year.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the Orioles have been pretty bad for a long time.
Dude, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But so I guess my question for you is, what is the new strategy? Obviously, you send higher end stuff, so it's a little bit different. I try to send higher end, but a mix of like $32 bulk stuff. What's the new strategy for the people listening with the PSA submission times now drastically changing?
Yeah, they went up from like, let me just double check the exact times.
It's just weird because they just did like weak ass ranges, so it's like, bulk's like, I don't know, 130 to 160 days.
That's because
it's like
they get
crazy.
They probably get so many messages about like, where's my card? I can only imagine. But yeah, the strategy, I mean, regardless, okay, so like this is my theory, right? Let's say cards take 6 months to come back, right? Let's just say door to door, 6 months. It's still like, in the grand scheme of things, especially if you're starting like sports cards and like starting it as a business, it's not terrible at all. Like if you're consistent, like the only caveat is you need more money. But like if you're just consistent, buying like a few cards a week, sending them in, 6 months, okay, it's a long time. But once 6 months hits, as long as you're consistent, you're gonna see cards coming back to you every single week. And now, because turnaround times are even longer, less people are going to be sending cards in for grading. So, like, just to give you an example, PSA during the pandemic, they got way harder to get a PSA 10. And everybody was complaining. Like, students in my program, everybody, they're like, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. But it only made grading more profitable. I could speak to it because my students today make more money than they did in 2021. Not because, like, I'm anything special. It's just because there's more money in grading now because less people are sending in cards for grading, and a PSA 10 even has a higher premium. So like taking 6 months to start a business and be profitable, dude, that's insane. Like no one would even believe that. Like with Major League Profits, it took me 4 years to even see a profit. So like, which is funny because the name of the business is Major League Profits. I was minor league profits there for a while, or really losses. But it's still not bad. All you got to do is be consistent, like tough it up. 6 months, mix in some higher end cards. That'll take a month or two. But what I do is like what a lot of my students do, and I mean, you are a student, is they'll have like 2 going. So they'll be buying like cards like worth $300-400 in that range and using a higher end service. But they always keep the bulk going. And yeah, now you can't buy bulk football, which you couldn't really anyways. And now basketball gets a little tricky, right? Because what's today's month? May, then June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, you may not get it back in time. So I wouldn't send in bulk basketball. I would actually start to look at. There is some risk, right? Because the season's going on. But baseball, maybe give it a month or two. And like guys who are down a lot in value, like Roman Anthony, I can't think off the top of my head, but guys like that who have plummeted, you can start buying their stuff. You're in no rush, right? You could just get these cards back in November, December, January, but 6 months is still not bad in the grand scheme of things. We're just spoiled because all of us love TikTok and all that stuff, and we just want such fast turnaround times and fast feedback loops, but it's still not bad. But that's what I would do.
Yeah, totally fair. And then, I thought I had more. I did my first show, made like $350, and it's funny. I sold all the stuff that I didn't think would sell, sold, and then all the stuff that I thought would sell. didn't. So it's pretty interesting dynamic there. It was only like a 25 table vendor kind of show, but I just wanted to get my feet wet dealing as I waited for some cards to come back. Of course, PSA hits me with the text of, "Hey, your stuff's on the way back," and I'm already set up for the day. I'm like, "Well, damn, that sucks."
That's okay. At least you're getting your stuff back.
Now I want to give you credit. I mean, for me, I set in the quicker turnaround times on like a 30 card submission, and I got it back within 2 months. I think, unless it was expected to come back July 8th, and I got it from getting it back this week. So
yeah, I know everyone complains about turnaround times, but I really haven't had any issues. I know I don't like really send much bulk, but
either.
Yeah, I don't have many issues. It's not bad at all. So
yeah. Well, man, that was pretty much it. I figured a lot of people were going to ask that question. So, and then, I'll keep listening. I appreciate your advice as always.
All right, Randy. Thanks, man.
All right, yep, later, bro.
Bye-bye. So only one on the queue. Okay. We're doing it on Sunday at noon. We're just going to be live. That won't be filmed. Oh, what the heck?
Jay.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, what's up, Eric? Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Well, how can I help?
I had two questions for you. I think Randy just hit my first one.
Yeah, turnaround times. I know.
Yeah, how that affects play in the market, time in the market, all that. But thanks for talking about that.
Yeah, I just wouldn't buy. Obviously, like football, don't do anymore, like the bulk, the lower end stuff. But I would start going into baseball, which I'll talk about in the coming weeks. But just buying guys who are down a lot in value, essentially.
Piggybacking on that, I should ask you this: where's the line between when is it worth sending for value plus, paying the extra money? What's a card need to be worth to justify sending value plus instead of bulk? Paying the $50 shipment.
Let me look. So by value is 100 business days. So you're talking about value. You're saying what is a card worth for value plus or value max or regular?
At what point is it worth paying the $50 instead of the whatever it is now, $35?
Yeah. So the value plus, I would probably only do it with it depends, because you could do it with cards with huge multiples, but generally speaking, at least $150 the card probably needs to be worth, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
But it's they say patience is a virtue, right? Now, because the times have gotten longer, nobody's going to want to send their cards in for grading at the $100 cards, those cards. Just, there's going to be so many out there. And when you get them back, there's not going to be tons of PSA 10s because people aren't going to be sending them in. There's going to be a huge opportunity with that stuff. So just as a heads up, I wouldn't discount it, because you're right. The whole theme of everything I say is you want to zig when others zag. Yeah. And because no one's going to want to send in their $80 cards anymore to get graded, there's going to be so much of it out there. So you could just keep buying them, sending them for grading, and then just forgetting about it. And you'll see in 6 months from now, you'll be very happy that you did that.
Well, you always tell us when the prices go up and when the wait times get longer, it increases the value of a PSA 10, right?
This is correct.
All right, man. So my other question, I've been listening to your content since last fall, started buying grading last winter. I tell you what, it's an awesome rush to get those 10s back and start seeing ROI.
It's like crap.
So yeah, thanks for all your free content. But I am setting up as a vendor at my first card show this weekend. Just wanted a piece of advice there. As I'm pricing my stuff, better to price a little on the high side so I have room to negotiate, or better to price at or a little below comps? My goal is to move a ton of product.
At or below comps.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Is that it?
I think that's all I got for today. Thanks, man.
Hey, man. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
All right. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye. Where's that page, Kavi? Here? I'm about to show you guys something. Where? Just show them this? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, people, I have an announcement for all you folks listening. Oh. So this weekend, I will be at the Front Row Card Show. Damn, 770 tables? Wow. I thought it was 600. Okay. So I'll be here. If any of you California folks, on Saturday at some point, do we know the time of the workshop? We don't know. Saturday, I'll be hosting a workshop where I'll be speaking, slideshow presentation, giving a presentation on how to make money with sports cards, essentially. That'll be fun. It'll probably be 45 minutes to an hour. I'll be taking questions, all that good stuff. That'll be Saturday. I don't know what time. I'd imagine earlier in the day, probably around noon, but I don't know the exact time yet. And I'll be giving away slabs and fun stuff and all that jazz. And then Sunday, something I'm even more excited for. I'm taking this podcast and I'm doing it from there. So that's at noon. I'll be live. So I know most of you guys obviously won't be there, but for you listeners, instead of going live on Monday, which is Memorial Day, I won't be going live on Monday. I'll be going live on Sunday from this card show, and it'll be a little bit different. I might take some callers, maybe. We'll see. But I'll be interviewing guests, people that are successful with sports cards, how they do it, their tips, their tricks, their secrets, all that stuff. It'll be, one of those podcasts where there's two people instead of just me, like you see me right now. So that's what's happening. I'll announce it again, but just giving you guys an update. So Sunday podcast, noon. Saturday, I don't know the time yet, but I'll be doing a workshop. I think I'll be able to film that and go live. Are we going live with that, Kavi? Workshop? Okay, we'll probably be going live with the workshop as well on this channel. So, yeah, just announcement. So if you're in Pasadena, I'll definitely be there. Say hi if you plan on going to the card show. Any other announcements? Good? Cool. All right, next caller.
Hello.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, Eric. Nice to speak to you again. I called in last week. Colby from Virginia.
Colby, what's up, dude? How can I help?
Hey, so ironically, I had two questions, but ironically, there was a question before from the previous caller that you already answered, but I'm also setting up at my first card show this weekend.
Nice. Which one?
Vendor. It's a small show. It's on actually at JMU's campus.
Okay.
Just a small local show. So I was going to ask for tips on that, but you kind of already answered that. So, but second question, I just got a Beckett order back, and I'm really excited about it. And so I was just wondering what you think my current card is worth.
Yeah.
So it is a LeBron James and Kobe Bryant dual patch from the Ultimate Collection, 2005.
Sounds expensive.
It's out of 50 as well. So a raw. Let me go back and check the comps.
It's non-auto, right?
It's non-auto. Yeah, it actually got a BGS 9.5, which is that's really exciting.
That's tough. I'll offer you $100. I'm kidding.
All right.
So you want to know what? So
like kind of in the ballpark of what you think it's worth. It's not it's a low pop. It's like pop. I think it's like pop 7 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah. So to give you an exact number, a 9.5 sold. Two of them sold for like $980 and $1,100 2 years ago, though, in the same month. So let's call it like $1,000 2 years ago. And then a PSA 9 2 years ago as well did $700. And today a PSA 9 just did $1,400 the last sale. So we could say the card has doubled. So that put yours at like $2,200. However, just me like being in cards and knowing how how desirable a card like that is, I usually don't say price it high, but this one I'd say price high. I would start my ask at like 3,000. I would go high with this one. And if you got you kind of have to measure it out. If you're getting like offers of like 22, 23, 25, and people keep asking about the card, you'll get close to 3,000. But if really no one's offering on the card, maybe because you're too high or because people don't want it, I'd be super happy getting like $2,000. So it's just a measure of, I don't know how much a card like this is in demand. I know a lot, I would imagine, but I wouldn't be pressed to you have to sell it at that card show. If you bring it to another card show, you'll probably do very well.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's exciting just getting that 9.5. It's kind of my first big grade, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's a crazy card. Well, if you don't get $2,000, I'll give you $2,000 for it, so I can bring it to my showcase. So I could be your last resort, but you should be able to get more than $2,000, I'd imagine, like at least in the mid 2000s.
Okay, well, sweet.
Cool.
Thanks, Eric.
Any other questions?
No.
All right, well, cool, man. I appreciate you calling.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, that was Louisiana.
Hey, Eric, how's it going, man?
What's up, man? Who's calling?
This is Don from Detroit.
Don, what's up?
I called
what's up,
before. I was the king of bad timing. I don't know if you remember that or not.
You called and what?
I was the king of bad timing.
The king. Well, there's a lot of king of bad timing, so you're not the only one. I'm sorry about yesterday, by the way. The Pistons did.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's questionable. Yeah, for sure. So I got a couple questions. First one, I did text you a picture of this card. How do you go about pricing an in-person autograph card that I cannot find a comp for? Do you just use general autographs, or what do you look at?
So
it's a 1982 Cracker Jack hand-cut card of Hank Aaron with an on-card auto.
So it depends. With the on-card autographs, sometimes they do get a premium, sometimes not. Depends on the card. But a card like that should go more. But let me see. So it was 1982 Cracker Jack Hank Aaron. Okay, so this card's not worth a lot. It's only worth like $2.
Right.
Not great. Oh, so there's in-person autographs of this card. Like a PSA 9 did $336. Yeah, so it's in like the $300 range.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, there's sales of it.
Yeah, so I graded it. It only came back a 6. So the grading isn't huge, but I don't know how much that's going to affect the value of the card because I think the value is really in the auto.
It does, just not as much as a normal card, but I would be asking like $350 on the card.
Okay, cool. And the only other thing I had was I listened. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. A couple of people had said that they sent in 2 submissions, wanted a higher value level to get their bulk submission through quicker, and their bulk submission wasn't showed up. And I have the same situation. I've got a Mickey Mantle that's in there.
It's sitting in their mailroom. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
So I actually reached out to PSA and got a text back, or got an email back, and they're saying that when you do multiple submissions, there's a button that says send a combined shipment. And if you click that, it will only give you one barcode, and then they'll both show as received. So just general information for other people. And they sent me like screenshots of where the button should be. And I could text that to you too if you want to get a screenshot of that, just so you can kind of visualize.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could send it over. Yeah, that's helpful information.
So
I've never done it before.
They're saying there's a separate button. So once you do multiple submissions, if you click that, it'll combine it all into one barcode.
Oh, wow.
And at least on the app, it'll show you that, yes, we have all your stuff.
Cool.
So,
well, that's helpful.
Cool, man. Well, that's all I got. Thank you so much.
All right, Don. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, you too. This is California.
Hello?
Hey, you have Eric. You are live.
What's up, Eric? This is Chase from Cali again.
What's up, Chase? How can I be at your service?
I just wanted to pick your brain / talk about it because I know everyone and their mom's calling in about the PSA thing.
Yeah.
Upping the times.
Yep.
The GameStop stuff is still at the 75 days on the bulk. What's your opinion on that?
I would use that.
I don't know, but I think it's kind of like you know how eBay's trying to buy or GameStop trying to buy eBay, but they don't have enough money or whatever. I think they're just trying to get more people.
GameStop's trying to buy eBay?
Yeah. That's been going on for like the last months.
No way.
They denied it, but they're still trying. And
dude, that's like a 5'2" fat guy trying to hit on a 5'9" Victoria's Secret model.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I think that they're trying to get more people to come into their stores now to do like submissions and trying to get more like, just grading, like card grading stuff, like into their stores. So they're still keeping it the same. Because I've talked to the managers at my local GameStop, and they're like, yeah, like we're still keeping it the same. So I'm like, oh, that's the place to go right now if you're doing the bulk stuff. So I don't really have a question.
I see that. Yeah, it says that GameStop made a $56 billion bid to acquire eBay, and then I don't really know what this means. But why would eBay ever sell?
I don't know. But yeah, so GameStop's the place to go right now. That's my opinion. So I just wanted to tell you.
Yeah, well, that's helpful. If they didn't change their times, that would be, go there. My honest thought is that PSA gets so many messages about the times. Like, I can't imagine what their inbox looks like, that they just made them longer to avoid people bothering them. Like, there's a saying in business, you want to overpromise. No, you want to underpromise and overdeliver. So, like, if they tell you 150 days, but it gets back in 100 days, you're really happy. But if they tell you 70 days and it gets back in 80 days, you're really pissed off. So I think it's just
that's exactly what the CEO said. Like, because he went on a podcast prior to making that announcement, and he just said, like, they would rather do exactly what you said, So it does deter people, which works out for them too, because then they could catch up, and then other people are getting their cards back faster. So I think if you know what you're doing and you're listening to your content, like, still commit to the process, but don't let the times deter you. That's what they're trying to do, and it's working because you see everyone's calling in like, "What do we do now?" And it's like,
it's great, dude. Every time PSA gets harder, I get more excited because that just means there's more money to be had.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if it took 3 days to get a card back from grading. Everybody would grade, right? But that's not the case. So I think it's great for the world of making money with this stuff. It's phenomenal. Like I said to the other guy, people used to complain how much harder PSA got years ago when the pandemic happened, and now people make more money. Like, I could speak for the people in my program. People make more money today than they did years ago. So, it's only getting. Yeah, I think it's good. It excites me, to be honest. I know that's unpopular opinion, but
yeah, for sure. I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yep, you have a good one. Thank you.
You too. Someone said, tell the front row owners they need to separate sports cards from Pokemon tables. I don't know if they'd be happy if I just came to them and said that. I don't know if I think that would be good. Separating. At that point, shouldn't you just have a whole nother show? Oh, that's interesting because we're doing a show here in Tampa. Like, I'm gonna host one here in the next probably October. And yeah, you're probably right. Me as a sports card guy, it's annoying to weave through the Pokemon and the cards. But what if you do both? Yeah, I guess even if you do both, you just know where they are. Yeah, they probably should be separated. You're probably right. But I can't tell them that. I have no equity with them. So I don't know if they'll listen to me. This is California again. We are awake. We are awake on the West Coast. I'll be there.
Mr. Eric, what's happening, bud?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? Another beautiful day, man. It's Charlie here calling you back from Vista, California. I was a first-time caller, I believe, last week. And we spoke about that J-Ram 1-of-1 laundry tag that I had pulled out of Transcendent.
Which one was it? It was, who's the player?
Jose Ramirez 1-of-1 laundry tag with a little MLB logo on it.
Yep, I remember.
We I took your advice. Literally right after that phone call, threw it up on eBay, brother. We got one more day left, so literally like 24 hours. And I'll show you what the statistics are. Right now we're at 17 bids, 11 bidders with 238 views, and current bids at 380. So I'm guessing it's going to start spiking as it gets down lower. Just kind of thinking, what are your thoughts, boss?
What did I say it was worth last week?
We're thinking, let's see here. We comped it at Transcendent $25,000 box, 1-of-1. I think we comped it at high, what was it, like 1,800 to 2,200. I think that's what we had comped it at.
Yeah, I'm looking here.
Just because it doesn't have the auto on there, it's just a laundry tag.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Yeah, it should do north of 1,000. Yeah, it's one of those cards, dude. It could do 800. It could do 2,400. It just depends on who sees it.
You just never know. Exactly.
Yeah. it's just, yeah.
For sure, man. I did. Well, appreciate that. And do you think it's gonna probably hit those numbers? What are you thinking, boss? If you had to put a wager on it.
If I had to put a wager on it, which number?
Let's go 1,500.
I would say it would hit that.
For sure.
Right around
there. Yeah. Cool. I'd be happy with that, my friend, because we're already up, dude. We got that card within a $67 duck race entry, so we are already up.
That is good.
And then you're right, though. You said you had mentioned earlier today, you said, you know what? You could literally sell within an hour or 2 hours at a card show. What you're trying to sell within 6 months. Just went to my first card show with my nephew yesterday. Within the hour, we unloaded $1,000 worth of cards. Not junk, but just mid-level stuff, and went by really fast. Absolutely, man. We're definitely stoked, man.
Yeah, card shows are a hack. They're a life hack.
Absolutely. 10-4, brother. Well, I appreciate your time and the advice, and then I'll definitely call in next week, or maybe how about this? I'll call in tomorrow as the bid ends, and we can talk about the results and all that good shit.
Sounds good, man. I'll be here.
All right, man. Have a blessed one, dude.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
That was Callie. And this is Florida. Oh. Am I on DND? Oh, maybe we got blocked. Moving on. West Palm, your phone's off. Probably shouldn't have your phone off.
Yo.
Hey, you have Eric. You're live.
Hey, Eric. How you doing, man? This is James from California.
What's up, James? How can I help?
Hey, I called in maybe a couple months ago or so. No, I just wanted to hit on some topics, and I forgot a bunch of the topics you talked about. I thought, okay, yeah, I need to chime in on that. But yeah, the show, The Front Row.
Yes.
Yeah, they should separate those. I'm the one that made the comment. They should separate sports and Pokemon, because, like you said, if you're in there for sports, man, all the shows in California, they're 80% Pokemon and TCG, and maybe 10% sports.
Yeah, especially in California, because obviously there's a big Asian population, and Asian, Pokemon is obviously originated in Japan. So
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, just, nerdy people of all races and colors are into it.
Yeah.
To be honest. But yeah, I was a regular at that show in Pasadena, and I had a killer spot against the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they expanded. They were 200 and some odd tables back then, and I was doing it just for years. And then they more than doubled it. That's when Pokemon started taking over, I guess. They were still not...
Oh, so they've been around for a while, Front Row?
Yeah, they've been around for a while. So they more than doubled it to over 500 and something tables, and I got moved, man, and they put me in a Pokemon section. You know how they have the squares?
Oh, no.
The whole damn square was Pokemon, bro, when I was right there by myself.
That's a lonely place to be.
Yeah, the people next to me, they had an end cap, right? And they put a giant Pokemon banner on the whole backside of their area, and it just totally blocked me from the sun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm walking around, I wouldn't walk there if I was looking for sports.
Yeah, no, exactly. You wouldn't want, the Pokemon people were nice, and, I love them to death, but I shouldn't have been put there.
Yeah, are you still setting up at the show? I can get you moved if you want.
No, man. I gave my spot up. At that time, I was working just show to show. If I made money, then I'd keep going, and I was making money there. And then they more than doubled the tables to 500 and something, and put me there, and it hurt my pocketbook big time.
Damn.
But now there's 770 tables.
Yeah, I know it's literally got an insane. Is there a waiting list for the show?
Yeah, there is.
Oh wow, damn.
Yeah, and I'm on the waiting list, but shoot, I don't. I don't know if they're gonna call me if they take notes. I wasn't happy. I didn't get rude or nothing like that, but I wasn't happy about where I got put.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be happy. Did you try to complain?
I did. No, I did try to find a solution, and they wouldn't come to my table, and I was by myself, and I couldn't really leave.
Yeah.
And take a chance on missing a sale. They were few and far between, anyways.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be. I'll if you text me, I'll shoot him a message for you if you want.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, that would be. Well, shoot, I'd have to be by sports, and I don't know if there's no way I'll get my spot against the wall anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like, wow, I was there.
Yeah, probably not. But I hear you text me. I could try to hook you up. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I could try my best.
Oh, okay. All righty. Well, I forgot what the other topics I wanted to talk about. So thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in.
See you there. I don't know. Thank you. Bye.
Sounds good. Bye-bye. All right. That was Cali, and this is Iowa. We don't get a lot of Iowa. Someone said a great story. Ask a question. No one cares. Yeah, people are brutal with the chat's brutal.
Yo.
Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You're live.
How's it going?
What's up, man? Who's calling in?
Dude, I see all your videos all the time, bro. About like the rare sports cards. It's kind of funny.
Thanks, man. What's your name?
Bryce.
Bryce, what's up, dude? How can I help?
Well, I got like some big cards coming back from PSA.
Okay.
Like a Tyler Shark Red Scope, and then like a Jackson Smith and Jiggle Blue Shimmer. And do you think those are holds or like sells?
You're talking to somebody that doesn't hold any modern cards. So I'm always going to say sell.
Yeah.
Is that
you don't hold anything?
Yeah, I don't hold that. Any modern I don't hold. Maybe for a few months if it's the right card, but that stuff I would sell ASAP.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, Bryce. Thank you.
Yeah, see you all.
All right, bye. I feel like that person who just called me was like surprised I answered the phone. He's like, "Oh, I see all your videos." Maybe he didn't know what's going on here. Do I buy vintage at comps or 80%? It depends on the vintage. Like the really good stuff I buy, like it's a deeper question, Randy. But so like a Gaudy Babe Ruth will like go up and down, but like up as time goes on. I'll buy them at the downswing, but at current comps, if that makes sense. So like the good stuff, you're not going to find it 80%. Probably you're not going to find it 90%. But I'm buying it at full comp just when it's down in value. That's what I do a lot of the time. Or like some cards sell for more or less just depending on how they look, right? Not every grade is created equal. Like a PSA 3 Ruth could sell for $20K and $40K, right? It just depends on how the card looks. So like knowing that the card might look good, but the last comp was not good, I could get it at the last comp, which in people's eyes is full comp. But I know if I bring that to a card show or when I go and sell it in the future, I'll be able to get way more than the current comps because of the appeal of the card. It's a loaded question, Randy, but that's my best answer I got for you. Man, California's coming in. Hey, you have Eric, you're live.
What's up, Eric? My name is Cole. I'm from California.
What's up, dude? How can I help?
Hey, I asked you a question earlier. I pulled out Landmark's Joe Burrow from the new finance for Boston. Okay, so I was on eBay. I've been searching. There's no price point for it. I mean, I asked a bunch of big breakers that are like, dude, no one has a price on it. On eBay, there's a couple listing. There was a Josh Allen this weekend that was posted for $12K, and it got taken down. So I was like, oh, maybe they had made a sale off of eBay. And now there's only like 2 Shadurs that are on auction. So I'm like, okay, should I auction it? I don't know how many. Like, should I do it 7 days? I don't know if I should start it.
Yeah, I would do 7-day auction and end it at 8 p.m. Just don't end it on a Friday or Saturday night.
Don't end it on a Friday or Saturday night?
Yeah.
And then what should I start it at?
99 cents.
Yeah, sounds okay. That's what I was thinking too. Another question, so I solved that one, is I've been buying like a lot of raw cards off eBay.
Yep.
Dude, I had like a stack, maybe like 50 cards, and I could not grade one. I went through all of them and wasn't able to grade one. So I kind of like lost motivation to buy on eBay for raw cards.
So Okay, so I mean, what I would say to that, I mean, I take it from me. I've been doing it full that exact process I've been doing for over 10 years, and it works. It's just a lack of skill. So you I assume you just started doing it, and like it's like growing a business, right? You have two options. You could go through the trial and error, and you're gonna have to keep buying cards and losing a little bit of money to eventually get good enough to be able to spot cards in eBay and knowing what to look for. Or I would just find a card shop or pay a friend and learn, like get mentorship from someone, and so you can learn much faster. So like those are, you're starting a business. That's like saying like, hey, I'm gonna start a a garbage cleaning business. Well, you're probably gonna lose money in the beginning because you don't know what you're doing. And people think when it comes to sports cards, I'm not saying this to be disrespectful in any type of way, but just because it's sports cards, people who follow sports they think they can make money because it's sports. It's not. It's a whole business that you need to fully understand, and knowing which cards to buy, how to properly look at the corners, the edges, the centering, the surface. It's a whole process. But that's all I would say. It's like it works. Everything works. You just need to force it to work and not get distracted. Or you can make less money and just like go the safer route and buy cards already graded just at a discount.
Yeah, I mean, I like the graded portion. I've been buying a lot of raw cards. It's just, man, I'm going through all of them, and it's like I look at pictures I'm posting on eBay, and I'm like, all right, like this one looks good. And then getting one, it's like I'm putting it under a microscope, like looking like really like at the surfaces, and it's like there's so many scratches that you cannot see in photos,
Yeah, you just need to know. So you're probably buying cards with low gem rates. So these cards probably are hard to grade to begin with. You want to avoid those. I only buy cards or try to with at least a 40% gem rate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's all. Thanks, Eric.
Cool, man. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, I think we'll give that a wrap. It's been an hour. I'll be back tomorrow. Just as a reminder, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Next Monday, in a week from today, not doing this. I'll be going live on Sunday at noon Pacific, I should say. So that's 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll probably be going live on Saturday as well. Like,